Hello, Joe here from Infiniti of Tacoma. Today I'm going to tell you about this awesome 2021 Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus. There's been a lot of different versions of the Model 3 for its short existence. In 2017 we first saw the Model 3 in limited numbers, and then really in 2018 they ramped up production. So most of the Model 3s you'll see for sale in the pre-owned market are 2018 and newer, with a handful of 2017s. So they had the mid-range, the long-range rear-wheel drive, long-range all-wheel drive, performance. So this is a Standard Range Plus. So in 2021, this was the entry level of the Model 3, and entry level is relative because this is considered a premium luxury vehicle, even though it's an entry level. Features, amenities are similar to what you'd find in like a premium luxury sedan, like a BMW 3 Series, Mercedes-Benz C-Class, Lexus IS, or our own product, the Infiniti Q50. So the 2021 Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus has a fully charged range of about 250 miles when fully charged. There was a little bit of a change for 2022. In 2022, they changed their battery chemistry from lithium ion to LFP, which I think is lithium iron phosphate. So there are some advantages and negatives to the lithium ion phosphate batteries that they switched to on the Model 3, and this is just the standard range Model 3, or they just call it now the Model 3 rear-wheel drive. The long range version, the performance version of the Model 3, still uses lithium ion batteries. So the LFP batteries do give you increased range. They do allow you to charge 100% all the time without hurting your battery, but you do lose a little bit in performance. You do 0 to 60 5.8 seconds on the new 22 Model 3 rear-wheel drive. The Standard Range Plus is 0 to 60 5.2 seconds. I think the top speed also is a little bit higher in the Standard Range Plus. So the deal is that batteries really are what is like the engine. The electric motors are kind of just more like axles or differentials on a gas car. What gives you the power, which gives you that acceleration and energy, that electric horsepower, is the batteries. So so the LFP batteries are kind of more like your economy batteries. They're more efficient. They can last a little bit longer than lithium ions, maybe 1 million miles instead of 500,000 miles. They still both last a long time. So the LFP batteries are also cheaper. They don't use as exotic materials like the lithium ion versus lithium iron phosphate. With the LFP, iron is a little bit more easy to get, but the iron phosphate batteries, the LFP batteries, are a little bit heavier, so that adds weight to the vehicle, so that can affect performance and handling and stuff. So there are some pros and cons. So I guess if you are looking for a Standard Range Plus rear-wheel drive version of the Model 3, if you like performance, you want the best acceleration, you're going to get a little bit better performance with the lithium ion version of the Model 3 Standard Range Plus. If you're looking for most efficiency, longest range, the ability to charge to 100% without hurting your batteries, then check out an LFP equipped standard Model 3 rear-wheel drive, which is basically the same thing as a Standard Range Plus. They just kind of simplified it and just called it a Model 3 rear-wheel drive. So those are some of the differences. Both great vehicles. I'd happily take either one. I'd happily take any Tesla. They're amazing. So this one has 4,035 miles at the time making this video. And while we're on the subject of charging, so the thing with lithium ion batteries is Tesla doesn't recommend you charge them to 100% for daily charging. To get the happiest, longest life out of your lithium ion batteries, they only recommend daily charging to about 80 or 90%. Then of course it's no issue at all. Occasionally when you need to road trip and you want maximum range, then it's perfectly fine to charge to 100%. But like I said, to get the happiest life out of your batteries, lithium ion batteries, 80 to 90%. And that is one of the benefits of the LFP. Actually, LFP batteries ironically are different than the lithium ion. They like to be charged 100%. In fact, Tesla recommends that if you do have an LFP equipped Model 3, they recommend you charge it to 100% at least once a week. Alright, look at this beautiful screen. The majority of the functionality is in this screen, so it allows for a nice clean interior. It's very quiet, very beautiful. It's like a sensory deprivation chamber in here. This one is also equipped with Tesla's new double pane Tesla glass. The earlier Model 3s did not have this, so they sandwich a sound deadening material in between. You can kind of see where we have the sandwiching. It makes it quieter. It's also very strong. So when you drive a Model 3 with the Tesla glass, it is noticeably quieter than older Model 3s that don't have it. All right, so let's keep this rolling along. So you have this beautiful screen here. With over-the-air updates, they're constantly modifying and improving the screen. It's almost like an iPad or an iPhone, and they're adding features. We're constantly getting over-the-air updates, you know, not like every couple of years. Sometimes we're getting a couple over-the-air updates a month. You know, they just did an over-the-air update. Now we have blind spot cameras. We've had this Tesla Model 3 out for years, and they did an over-the-air update just finally, and it didn't cost any money. And now when you put the signals on, you have blind spot cameras. They did an over-the-air update, and then all of a sudden you have Sentry mode. You have all sorts of cool features. They give you over-the-air updates, and they're sorry. You get over-the-air updates, and they're adding you know, new ways to stream music with premium connectivity. $10 a month. You can stream data right to your vehicle, so you can Netflix, internet, all that stuff, or you can use your phone as a hotspot if you don't want to pay the $10 a month. But I'll tell you, it's worth it. It's a lot. You get a lot with premium connectivity for the $10 a month, and believe me, I do own some Tesla stock, but not enough for it to make any difference to me if you get it or not. Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, they're constantly adding features. This with the over-the-air updates. They're adding games with your over-the-air updates. They're adding features. You have the boom box. You can talk, you know, through your horn. You know, make some creepy noises. You can make your horn sound like a snake. You can make your horn sound like a goat. You can have the car do a light show. You have a colorizer, so if you wrap your car in your OCD, you can match your wrap to your car avatar. It always drives me crazy when people play with this because I can never figure out how to get it back to the original color. But this colorizer is pretty cool. And it's, you know, and this sometimes the stuff that you might need, you have a multi-track recorder, so if you want to record an album, you could do it in a Tesla. I mean, and some of the stuff is like, you know, parlor tricks, but some of the stuff is really functional, really cool stuff. All right, let's keep this thing rolling along. I just cannot stop talking about these cars. There's so much to talk about. They're just so different than every other car on the road. But I have plenty of videos on YouTube, so if you want to listen to me talk for hours for Tesla, the content's there. Or you can just come into our store, and I'll be happy to talk to you in person for hours about Teslas. I'm a Tesla nut, as you can see. But we like Teslas. I'm the used car manager here. And unfortunately, for the store, since I'm the used car manager and I like Teslas, we have 13 used Teslas. So man, we got to get moving on selling these things. Actually, they pretty much sell themselves. We have no issue selling pre-owned Teslas. They're one of our best-selling used cars, and on some months we're actually selling more pre-owned Teslas than new Infinitis. You know, it's kind of crazy with gas prices. You know, before gas started getting expensive, really expensive, you know, electric cars, Teslas were popular, but now with gas getting more and more expensive, it's just kind of putting things in overdrive. A lot of buzz is happening. A lot of people are talking about electric cars. Me and a lot of my friends and stuff in the car business, they're noticing that friends and family members are starting to ask about EVs and, you know, what should I get? What's a good EV? So it's happening, kind of like that transition with phones. You know, one day, you know, Apple, you know, came out with this new iPhone. You know, back in the day, it's just like when that transition happened, you know, when the smartphones were becoming popular, if you had a flip phone, it's just like, hey, you know, why don't you get in your Model T? You know, so that's almost like what's happening now. It's like there's so much buzz on electric vehicles. That's kind of like the new it thing. And you know, there's all sorts of walks of life looking at EVs. You know, before, you know, it's kind of more of a limited demographic looking at electric vehicles, but now I can tell you everybody's doing it. Grandma, you know, construction workers, you know, computer nerds, youngsters, everybody. It's not a it's a car for everybody, just like everyone has an iPhone and an iPad. You know, that's what's starting to happen with EVs. So if you want to kind of get a little bit ahead of the curve and you want to have one of the best battery electric vehicles on the market, one of the best electric vehicles, might I add that the Tesla Model 3 is one of the safest vehicles on the road. The NHTSA, by all metrics they have, the Model 3 is the safest vehicle on the road, and one of the lowest probability of injury out of any other vehicle, pretty much by every metric they have in doing crash testing. Amazing performance, 0 to 60, 5.2 seconds, very low center of gravity, tech features, go on and on. This car excels in many different categories. In fact, this is what you call a category killer. It pretty much dominates everyone else in every other category and kills the competition. It's some tough competition people have if they're competing with this vehicle, because I am absolutely blown away by these things. I've been in the car business 20 plus years, and man, these things are just so awesome. I can't get over it. If you're interested, come and check one of our Teslas out. I think you'll be very impressed, and thanks for watching this video.